Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Thanks so much for joining us on today's 442 convertible video. I'm done here. You don't need me to say anything else. This right here in your garage, folder full of receipts and restoration stuff, cold air conditioning, ram air. But I will give you some details since we're here, and thanks for spending the moment with me while I walk around and we talk about that stuff. Listen, a lot of times people say to me, that's a great looking car or a beautiful car, and they really never know why. We're going to look at a couple of things that I think point out and make for a big difference on these cars. So I don't know if you know, but when the first year of this car came out, this piece here was attached to the hood. And when mechanics would work on it, they would always bang their head. So the next year, the mechanics made them remove this piece and make it part of the bumper system, and now the hood is separated. This, to me, is one of the best muscle car hoods on the planet. When you look at a 69 Cutlass, which looks great, and a 442s, they look great, right? They don't come with this kind of hood. This hood right here is the bomb. When it comes to muscle car hoods, maybe a shaker hood sits up with it, but other than that, these just look wicked. All right, so imagine that in your rear view mirror and this great grille and headlight setup, right? 4 headlights, a great looking grille. That's a lot of car in your rear view mirror, right? Because it's getting ready to pass you. Because these cars, they're fast. This one sounds great as well, and it has the luxury things that maybe older guys like myself are looking for. We want to go fast, we want some good torque and things like that, but I also want to keep this little bit, what I got left, cool. I don't want my gel to melt, so I like to flip on the AC, turn on my Alpine stereo system in the car, right? And enjoy the bucket seats that come with it. So let's take a second, we're going to look around. We just talked about the front end. Come on this way, all right? I was just kidding about the Alpine. We're just making an inside joke here, all right? It's an Alpine seller. All right, so inside here, things like color keyed wheels. The SS2 wheel color keyed makes a big difference. It's body colored, so depending on the color of the car you got that year would also depend on what color the wheel was. Red cars didn't get red wheels because it was too much red, and that's why you'll see some red cars with gray wheels. But anyway, flame orange, which is one of the coolest muscle car colors out there with the white W30 call-out stripe there, right? Color match wheels and the right tire on here. This looks like a muscle car, man. This stripe, I think, makes the whole thing. It ties in the front end. You get the sport mirrors, and as we come around, this got, not only do we have that great hood, we got the rear wing, right? And it just finishes off the whole look of this car. You got your call-outs there, great looking taillights. And this is a really, really nice looking, comfortable car, which is, you normally don't get both. You don't normally get a muscle car and comfort at the same time. All right, let's take a peek under the hood because that makes some great rumble and it's detailed. And if you want to take it to a show, you can do that too. All right, so let's take a peek under here. And what I want to do is I want to show you what we do different than I think other people do. So you see a lot of people just send their car to the auction or you're just buying it from somebody and they put a little spray wax on it. We like to do a little detail stuff, and let me show you what that means. And it costs me quite a bit of money to do this, but I like the idea that you could take it to a car show, open the hood, and people go, wow, that looks really, really nice, even if you don't want to. So we've painted the engine, and we're putting on the detailing stuff, like we've detailed the wiper motor and the air conditioning system and things like that. And so we have the decals on order for the emissions. I wanted to show you, instead of hiding that, I wanted to show you that this is on the way. Right here, this has been painted, but it's ready for the new decal that goes on here, showing that an AC Delco air filter goes inside there. We put the sticker on the Frigidaire air conditioning system there. And so it's looking down like it's all starting to come along. The battery topper has arrived and goes in there too. So now when you open the hood, it's going to look really, really authentic. And I think it looks as great as this looks, it also drives great too, and you want the best of both worlds. If you don't ever want to show this car, no big deal. Don't worry about showing this car. You want to just drive it to work, that's cool. But sooner or later, somebody's going to want to see under your hood, right? And then you're going to need to do that, and you're going to say, you know what, thank God Flemings did his thing, and now I can show them under my hood, all right? All right, let's take a little peek in here real quick. You know, one of the things about this was nice is this was a real car you could take 5 people out and throw some luggage in and go to the beach. I know it sounds crazy. What? 5 people? Luggage, because most cars don't fit 5 today, and throwing all this stuff in here. These were nice full-size cars. So in this case here, this has a real spare tire in it, which is color matched. We have a new mat on the way for it, right? Okay, goes in there. It's got the Alpine sound system. This is the subwoofer. If you don't want that to be in here, you can always take that out yourself. It just unclips. It doesn't change how the stereo functions. This just adds a little more extra bass to it. Maybe you don't need this room because you're not really going on trips, but little stuff like the jacking instructions, decals, jack stowage, right? Talking about the positive traction rear end, and what it's saying is when you're jacking the car up, right? Don't leave the car running, because the one wheel on a non-positive traction car, if it was up in the air, wouldn't really matter. But because this is positive, both wheels spin, and that's what that's saying there. Potentially could be an issue with it. So I like those authentic decals. They're kind of old school, and they look really great as well. Nice re-chromed bumpers still here. And then you got detail stuff, like the stripe finishing itself off, new callouts and emblems here, and just nicely done. All right, so one of the things I do love so much about these cars is the way they ride. I don't know what they do to make them ride so well. And then look at how much room is back here. This is crazy. Like, you can fit like a real person in here. Imagine going out with another couple to dinner in this car. It changes the whole dinner experience. Or taking the kids somewhere. They don't even know idea what this thing is. Most kids would never say, well, what is that? They're used to power windows today, or ABS and things like that. And that's what makes it a natural experience. Maybe you shut off the phone for a minute and you just go for a ride. Anyway, let's get in here and see all of the fun stuff that we get. All right. All right. So I have lost the keys, so I'm not going to turn that part on. But the console and buckets are a big deal, because a lot of times these cars came with bench seats, and when you get a Cutlass Supreme, you get the upgraded interior in the car. This has nice color matched speakers that go down there. They're not bright red like a modern thing, but inside here, so they kept the original stock looking dash, and in here we have the hidden sound system. All right, and if you want us to move this controller, we can always move it into the glove box or completely eliminate it if you wanted to. But look, this may not seem like a big deal to you, but the glove box light works. You say, well, Tone, what does that matter? Well, you're absolutely right. What does that matter? But what it says is that somebody spent the time to do the wiring and make sure that the lamp socket was new and the bulb was new and all those little tiny things that make up that system. That means that a lot of the restoration is done well too. Here is the original instructions for the air pressure. Those are not reproductions, those are original ones, and this is 2018 we're doing this video, and that's pretty cool. All right, and you got a nice setup of the dash, you got the factory clock, you got 120 mile an hour speedometer, right? Air conditioning controls here, wipers, power top, power convertible top. A lot of muscle cars back in the day didn't come that way. Cutlasses and things like that did, because they were a luxury, they were a gentleman's car, and they offered you some really, really nice accoutrements, right, to enjoy your muscle car experience. All right, so we're closing up this 442 convertible video, man. 350 rocket V8. Don't underestimate the power of that thing. It was, my opinion, it had way more power than the Chevrolet 350 V8 of its time. Sounds great, rumbling out the back. Power convertible top, the Alpine sound system, the power disc brakes, the power steering, the bucket seats, like all of those great things. Don't forget all of that stuff when you're thinking about getting a car. You need to get that stuff. Power steering and power disc brakes. We forget to ask about that because that comes standard on today's modern car, and back then it didn't come with that stuff. Now you get it. Here's a cool car. It has some great fun. And anyway, call us 301-816-1000. We'll tell you all about this bad A 442 convertible. All right, we'll start it up for you so you can hear that Olds Rocket 350.